Welcome, saints. Welcome, saints. Welcome, saints. Welcome, saints. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, saints. Welcome, saints, to welcome, saints. I had a little trouble. I'm late because I tried to get in, but the doors were locked. Uh, I told you ushers, don't lock the doors. Don't lock the doors until after I start speaking. But apparently, we have some new ushers in here today, and one of the ushers locked the door before I could take the pulpit. I'm outside banging on my own church door, trying to get in, looking crazy. I almost called the police, but then I was like, nah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm instructed all ushers, all deacons, anybody with a wrench, put up the lock emoji. Anybody with a wrench, put up the lock emoji. Anybody with a wrench, put up the lock emoji. Time to lock them doors. How's everybody? Mm, mm, mm. Gouch Malone in the building. Deluxe 247, Run Dads, Cook County. Oh, man. Whew. You talking about somebody. You got a lot going on, man. Oh, man, we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. Oh, man. We got a lot going on. I ain't going to lie to you. Oh, man. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. It's a lot going on, man. We going to get into it all, man. We going to get into all of it, man. Everybody take your seats, man. Take your seats. Take your seats, saints. Ushers, I'm directing all ushers to lock the doors. See, y'all don't understand why we lock the doors. Anybody want to know why we lock the doors around here? Yeah, we lock the doors around here because we're trying to keep the devil out. We don't want the devil in here while we praising the Lord. I want to keep the devil out while my saints are praising the Lord. I'm the type of person, I want my saints to be able to worship in peace. And I want the devil out. I want the devil out when my saints are worshiping. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. I lock the doors because I want the devil. I want the devil to come to walk right up to this church, right up to this sanctuary, pull on that door and feel that tension and say, "Oh Lord, let me go find another church to steal blessings from saints from. I go somewhere else to steal blessings." Is there a seed in the house? Is there someone in the house who's going to plant the first seed tonight? Is there someone that's going to plant the first seed tonight? Jack me off is listening from the parking lot. Wonder why. Let's go.
Days ago, 3 women from Rochester, New York, were here in Chicago to celebrate a birthday and left behind one heck of a surprise.
We did this story, man. Remember? I forgot what happened in this story. These was the chicks that was like they loved New York. Remember they was they were like they were in another story. They were like they loved it.
Days ago, 3 women from Rochester, New York, were here in Chicago to celebrate a birthday and left behind one heck of a surprise. They decided to dine and dash after greasing their fingers on chicken wings, eating Alfredo, and washing it all down with flights of drinks.
The server went to the table. They asked for the ticket to be split. She left from this table behind me to a few steps away, clicked the button. As she left, they got up one at a time and walked out.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about this story out of Chicago involving 3 women who are not very smart. Okay, they are now subject to a police investigation due to the fact they thought it would be a good idea to dine and dash during a birthday celebration at a North Side restaurant. Okay, they decided to go in to dine and dash, aka to steal food, right? To eat and then don't pay for it, to walk out. And they exposed themselves by bragging about it online, okay, and other ways as well too. They exposed themselves, and police are now investigating the incident, and I want to talk about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Local restaurant owners are noticing more people skipping out on their bills lately.
Tia Ewing has the latest on the uptick.
Now you see them and now you don't. We've blurred the video because the trio hasn't been charged yet, but you can't miss that distinctive blue wig and the massive tab they left behind.
The server went to the table. They asked for the ticket to be split. She left from this table behind me to a few steps away, clicked the button. As she left, they got up one at a time and walked out.
3 days ago, the three women from Rochester, New York visited Soul Vibes in the Near North neighborhood to celebrate a birthday and left behind a surprise, an unpaid tab of over $200.
And they actually ran out the door and ran and hid behind a service vehicle that was in traffic.
They decided to dine and dash after devouring chicken wings, Alfredo, and washing it all down with flights of drinks.
It's not violent, but it's a crime, and it affects us, and it affects our bottom dollar, and it affects our team members.
They were spotted on surveillance, leaving one by one within 30 seconds of the server stepping away.
And this is exactly why profiling exists, right? This is why profiling exists, right? This is why profiling is a thing, right? Stuff like this, okay? What we see here, again, are stereotypes, right? 3 high calorie black women who decided to come into a restaurant and to steal when these individuals are caught, which, you know, hey, hopefully they're caught soon because they expose themselves.
Server stepping away. They also forgot that they signed up on the wait list before being seated, including their name and phone number. And to add insult to injury, they posted this onto social media, thanking the restaurant for the free food.
Wow. Wow, man. They did that to a black-owned business, man. If you want to dine and dash, man, dine and dash from a white-owned business, y'all. I'm serious, man. I'm serious, man. I need to talk to all my black saints, man. All my black saints, man. When you dine and dash, man, dine and dash from a dine and dash
food while laughing at waitstaff like Chloe Jackson.
Dine and dash from dine and dash from a white establishment, or go get some tacos or something. Go get some Mexican food if you're gonna dine and dash. But don't dine and dash from us, man. We don't do that to each other, man. It's hard enough out here being black, living under white supremacy, man. It's hard enough living under the realm of white supremacy, man. Shout out to my man, shout out to Amazing Disgrace, man. He said, "Amen, preacher." Yeah, man. He feels what I'm saying. Shout out to Amazing Grace, man. Shout out to Salty. Salty says, he got fried chicken. Is that fried chicken is your? Oh no, that's a map. That's Alaska, right? Is that Alaska? That looks like Alaska, man. I don't know. Even though I don't know what that is under Alaska, that's a strange looking map. It's an odd looking map there, fella.
Jackson.
I'm here 3 days a week.
Their greedy crime comes with a much heavier cost.
Some places do make the servers come out and pay for the.
That's right, man. Chloe. Go ahead, Chloe. Chloe seemed like a decent sister, man. A decent sister. Chloe seems like a decent sister, man. Press 1. Don't Chloe seem like a decent sister? I may have to bring her to the to my office for one-on-one counseling to help her overcome this, man. Because this isn't right, man. Chloe, if you're out there, I do one-on-one grief counseling. One-on-one grief counseling. We'll get to the bottom of this.
3 days a week.
Their greedy crime comes with a much heavier cost.
Some places do make the servers come out and pay for those bills, but Fab and Soul Vibes here, they don't make us pay for it. That's really grateful because $300, $400 could really break our bank for that day.
Sadly, Dine and Dash incidents are on the rise. The owners run 2 Soul Vibes locations and 3 I Can't Believe It's Not Meat restaurants. And in the last 6 months, they've seen an uptick in these type of incidents. These are just a few of the incidents they've recorded.
What's the industry of
Oh, shit. Damn. Did I say I do one-on-one grief counseling? I think I'm booked up. Let me just say, certain people I'm not gonna be able to get to. Just call my secretary, call Deaconess Jones, and we'll see if we can get you in. But yeah, man. God damn. Yeah, big old woman, man.
Yeah, it's par for the course, right? Par for the course.
pennies and nickels. So when you get these dine and dash incidences, you know what I mean? You know, the consumer or the people that are doing this dine and dash might think, oh, it's just $100. Yeah, but it's hurting the bottom line.
Now, a police report was made. Chicago police are now investigating. If charged, the suspects could face a Class A misdemeanor for theft of services under the amount of $500. That's punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a $2,500 fine.
Yeah, I think it should be more than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think they should send. Nah, that's too much. Don't send them to El Salvador. If they do it again, though, send their ass to El Salvador. You get one more chance, big behemoth. Guys, we gotta take all crime. We gotta take all crime seriously, man. All crime needs to be taken seriously, man. Big old woman.
And it was a violent weekend in Philadelphia that put at least 4 teenagers in the hospital. Police are investigating 3 different shootings over the last 3 days. In one case, a teenage girl was killed. Now, the shootings aren't related, but some are saying enough is enough. NBC 10's Lili Zhang is at police headquarters tonight with more.
The most recent shooting involving teenagers happened by Temple University's campus. It was near an event for a religious celebration.
Everything inside is peaceful. It's families coming together. The children are inside having a good time.
That's like a Philly dime right there, man. She must be from the suburbs, man. She must be from the suburbs, man. That's like a 12 in Philly, man. But she got that damn Muslim thing on, man. That damn so we can't tell if she bald-headed or not. She got that damn what they call it, that burqa, not the burqa, what do they call that thing? The hijab. She got that damn hijab on. You can't tell if she bald-headed or not.
A good time. Brianna Pittman was one of the many at Leah Core Center Sunday. She says this had nothing to do with the Eid festivities worshipers came for.
Honestly, what's out here is just a gathering of, in my opinion, just unsupervised kids, and they're out here, you know, being mischievous, doing what teenagers do, but it has nothing to do with what was occurring inside now.
Being mischievous, what teenagers do. You know, just shooting people. Just what teenagers do, man. Just shooting people in broad daylight. You know, just what teenagers do. She said it, not me, man. She said it, not me.
It was just after 1 o'clock Sunday when Philadelphia police say a 15-year-old boy was shot in the left forearm. By the early evening, the intersection of Broad Street and Cecil B. Moore, where the shooting happened, was still filled with people. In a social media post,
that shit ain't stopped nothing. That shit didn't stop nothing. Cecil B. Moore, he's a civil rights activist, man, from Philadelphia. That shit didn't stop nothing.
It was just after 1 o'clock Sunday when Philadelphia police say a 15-year-old boy was shot in the left forearm. By the early evening, the intersection of Broad Street and Cecil B. Moore, where the shooting happened, was still filled with people. In a social media post, Temple police say preliminary reports and video they have reviewed indicate a group of young people were in the area for a religious festival when one of them fired a gun, hitting the teen.
I don't allow my boys to go outside. If I do allow them to go outside,
Big Bird. Big Bird out this book. God damn, man. Big Bird and the Cookie Monster. I don't know what the fuck he look like. I don't know who the fuck he look like. Which one of them characters he look like?
outside, it's not in the area at all.
Ashley Salahuddin and her husband, Nehru, were also in North Philadelphia Sunday to celebrate. They say as parents, it is upsetting to hear about teenagers and gun violence. Late Friday night, Philadelphia police say a young woman in her late teens was shot on Elmwood Avenue. She died just before midnight. And on Saturday, 3 teenage boys were sent to the hospital under police custody in connection to a shooting in East Mount Airy.
They should be able to do, what kids do. Kids should play.
But hold on, brother. They were doing what kids do. That's what the last girl said. She said that's what kids do. Which one is it, man?
They shouldn't have to walk in fear or, they got to watch, around themselves, like what's going on of some type of violence or hear any type of violence. That's not what.
Come on, brother. You from Philadelphia. Brother, man. I get it shouldn't be like that, but the reality is, man, somebody just got shot down there and y'all just came and y'all just down there just frolicking around, socializing like nothing happened. That shows you how violent the city is. Y'all are desensitized to the violence.
That's not what Philly is about.
Salahuddin and others like Pittman say they hope the younger generation will think twice before resorting to violence.
I get that they want to have fun, they want to socialize, but it's all about still having a mutual respect for everyone and definitely being cautious of those that's around you.
As of Sunday night, no arrests have been made in the shooting by Cecil B. Moore, nor have any weapons been recovered. Philadelphia police are asking anyone with information to come forward. Reporting from police headquarters, Lily Zhang, NBC 10 News.
7 News on your side, pushing Arlington County leaders for answers tonight after several fights broke out inside Pentagon City Mall last night. This is some video showing that commotion after police arrived to break everything up and to make a number of arrests. Tonight, we are learning police arrested a 13-year-old girl, a 14-year-old boy, and a 15-year-old girl, charging them with assault on police, riot while armed after police found a knife on the juvenile male. Our Christian Flores at the mall tonight talking with a mother who has recently suffered a tragedy connected to juvenile crime.
Tour buses parked in front of the Pentagon City Mall. Yeah, we're getting close to that time of year where you start seeing a lot more folks gather out here visiting the mall. But after Several fights broke out inside the Pentagon City Mall Saturday night. 7 News is on your side, asking police and county leaders what they're doing to boost security.
That's their definition of fun, and it's not.
Kelly Poteet Stubblefield in utter disbelief when watching this video of officers arresting the teenagers involved in the fights that broke out at the food court inside Pentagon City Mall Saturday, injuring police officers, mall security, and a staff member of a store. Seeing children involved in crimes hits close to home for her.
It's ridiculous. It really is. And these kids, they I don't know what's going on with their guidance. Like, I don't know why they want to be so violent.
Those were questions Poteet Stubblefield asked herself almost 3 years ago when her 18-year-old son was shot and killed after police said he tried carjacking someone at this Alexandria gas station.
I lost my son to gun violence and trying to do things that he sees on Grand Theft Auto. And to this day, it hurts me.
Pentagon City Mall has been a magnet for juvenile crime in recent months. In October, investigators said 4 or 5 teenage suspects stole luxury watches from a store using only hammers and fire extinguishers. A month earlier in September, 3 suspects hit the...
Hold on, man. Sorry, man. I had to get some water. Let me run that back right quick.
And it's not.
Kelly Poteet Stubblefield in utter disbelief when watching this video of officers arresting the teenagers involved in the fights that broke out at the food court inside Pentagon City Mall Saturday, injuring police officers, mall security, and a staff member of a store. Seeing children involved in crimes hits close to home for her.
It's ridiculous. It really is. And these kids, they I don't know what's going on with their guidance. Like, I don't know why they want to be so violent.
Those were questions Poteet Stubblefield asked herself almost 3 years ago when her 18-year-old son was shot and killed after police said he tried carjacking someone at this Alexandria gas station.
Wow. Her son was killed trying to carjack somebody at an alley. Because see, here's the thing. DC is strange because you have 3 different states. Virginia, they carry. They carry in Virginia, you heard me? So if you just a little hoodlum hopping around Maryland and DC, harming people, when you go over to Virginia, man, you can get your shit pushed back. Because they carry out in Virginia. The laws are different. Shout out to Adolf Diversity, man. But it is interesting that she classified her son getting killed as gun violence. I would classify her son getting killed as self-defense. Press 1.
I don't know what's going on with their guidance. Like, I don't know why they want to be so violent.
Those were questions Poteet Stubblefield asked herself almost 3 years ago when her 18-year-old son was shot and killed after police said he tried carjacking someone at this Alexandria gas station.
I lost my son to gun violence and trying to do things that he sees on Grand Theft Auto. And to this day, it hurts me.
Pentagon City Mall has been a magnet for juvenile crime in recent months. In October, investigators said 4 or 5 teenage suspects stole luxury watches from a store using only hammers and fire extinguishers. A month earlier in September, 3 suspects hit the same store using the same tools.
I'm sure that you got to give them time to hire some more security. They need to definitely hire some more security.
I did security. I told you guys this. I did security for Pentagon City back in the 2000s, the mid 2000s. And it's a very nice area. It's not a bad area. It's a very nice area. Pentagon City, Arlington, very nice area, but and the mall is extremely nice. Very nice mall. The subway comes there from DC. That's the problem. The subway will take you right there from anywhere in DC. Boom, right across the Potomac. Right there. It's a very nice mall. But when I was doing security there, we didn't have that many problems, man. I'm not out of the DC kids, man. Not many problems. But if we had problems, it was them. But it's not like a mall where it's like a hood mall. It's like there's a lot of police out there. It's Virginia, a lot of security. But to hear that they're starting to like turn it into a ghetto mall, that's crazy. That is just crazy, man.
Same store using the same tools.
I'm sure that you got to give them time to hire some more security. They need to definitely hire some more security.
7 News on Your Side reached out to Arlington County and police leaders to ask if they will increase patrol and security at the mall in the wake of Saturday night's fights. A police spokesperson provided a statement saying, in part, ACPD currently has an off-duty detail on Friday and Saturday evenings and has increased police presence in the area.
Yeah, like sometimes like there's nothing more you can do. Like sometimes like we got to think of it like this, man. There is a lot of security there, man. This place is, you know what I mean, there's a Ritz-Carlton in the mall. The mall is attached to a Ritz-Carlton hotel. When players come to play the Washington area teams, they stay at that Ritz-Carlton. When dignitaries come into the city, they stay at that Ritz-Carlton. It's a very secure place. Well, sometimes it's nothing you can do. It's just niggas being niggas. Sometimes it's not, well, y'all didn't do enough to stop the niggas from being niggas. Y'all need to do more to stop niggas from being niggas. Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man. Douglas Chunks, man. Thank you, Douglas Chunks, for your donation, for planting your seed. We're now going to open the drapes, allow some sunlight in here, and the Saints in the front 3 aisles can get up and stretch your legs in the aisle, and then after that, you know, if we get if there's another seed planted, the Saints in the next rows will be able to get up and move your legs. But deacons, please keep the doors locked. Please keep the doors locked. Don't get crazy now. Keep the doors locked. Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man.
Well, it was a wild weekend at Pentagon City Mall Saturday with more than 100 teenagers engaging in multiple fights. Well, the mall had to be evacuated and shut down early. Tonight, we're asking county officials and law enforcement what more can be done to prevent teenagers from wreaking havoc and reinforcing a trend of teens stealing and fighting at the mall. Our Brianna Hamlin spoke with an Arlington County board member and shoppers this afternoon about their thoughts.
Arlington County Police say 3 juveniles were detained after the brawl broke out and are now facing multiple charges, including riot, obstruction of justice, and assault. I spoke with parents who say that these types of incidents make them worried about their teen's safety and that this could ruin the mall experience for everyone.
I think it definitely impacts business, it impacts how the malls can survive and stay, open and safe.
Greg and Reshma Jones say the fashion center at Pentagon City is one of their favorite.
That brother got him an Indian, man. That brother said, I'm not dealing with no sisters no more. Give me a goddamn Patel, man. I see you, brother. We ain't got you a Patel, man. His kids don't act like that, man. He had to stone wash them jeans, man.
stay, open and safe.
Greg and Reshma Jones say the fashion center at Pentagon City is one of their favorite malls. And now they bring their 14 and 13-year-old teenagers, Amani and Amir.
We've lived here almost 20 years. So it's unfortunate to see that stuff like that's happening.
Arlington County Police say that just after 7 p.m. on Saturday, they were called to the mall for numerous fights that broke out simultaneously in the food court. Witnesses say 100 to 150 teenagers formed a crowd around the fights, standing around and on top of tables to record them. Police say as officers were responding, even more fights continued to occur. ACPD closed the mall nearly 2 hours early and had everyone.
I think that's a Forever 21 right here. A lot of problems around here, man. The cheap ghetto hood clothes for little fucking son sisters and shit.
Everyone evacuate. A 13-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, and a 14-year-old boy were detained, and police have petitions for their arrest.
I think they just, have to.
They should have never put a Forever 21 in that motherfucker. That's the problem. They didn't used to have stores like that there that attract like what's that other one? Hulu. What's the other one? God damn. The cheap clothes, the cheap designer clothes. Hulu, or some shit like that. Some shit they used to have, but they put a couple of them stores in that mall too. That's a problem. That attracts those fucking sun teens. Because it used to be only exclusive, like Brooks Brothers and shit, and Abercrombie and Fitch. You know what I mean? And like upscale clothing stores. A lot of watch stores, a lot of jewelry stores, a lot of, I think they might have had a Victoria's Secret. That might have been it.
To do a better job of whether it's curfews or just making sure there's parents around supervising their kids, have a better
Why curfews, man? So your little Indian kids can't go to the mall? All that's gonna do is affect your Indian kids, man. I don't think curfews, man, that affect the good kids, man. Get all the little hood stores, nothing in there. That place used to be the type of place where, like, literally it's attached to a Ritz-Carlton. So you had those type of stores in there. You didn't have any stores where some little hood rat can come get it fresh for $48. You know what I mean?
Control over their own kids and making sure they're doing the right thing.
Incidents of teens getting into trouble in the mall are becoming more and more common. Just this past fall, WUSA 9 reported on 2 smash and grabs, both involving juveniles. Greg and Reshma don't want their kids to lose the little bit of freedom they get to experience at the mall.
And it's sad because you don't want to take that away from them, because then they're just going to be more in the house, which they already are.
Arlington County.
Yeah, man, and that's where your kids need to be, in the house, man. Reshma, man. Greg and Reshma, man. Greg and Reshma, man. I'm happy for Greg, man. Greg look happy, man. Greg look happy.
Arlington County Board member J.D. Spain Sr. says more conversations will be had in the coming days among the board, county manager Mark Schwartz, law enforcement, and businesses. However, he says one solution could be partnering with nonprofit organizations and finding safer outlets for teens.
The idle mind is the devil's workshop. And so
and you would never have no nigga like this as no goddamn councilman out there before. This was a white area, man. Not even conservative like that. Liberal. But they didn't have niggas talking about idle mind is the devil's workshop and shit like that, and programs and shit. This is a red flag. Having this nigga as y'all representative must mean that y'all are going, they starting to get woke out there, man. Maybe since George Floyd, because I know they did go crazy for George Floyd out here. They went crazy out here for George Floyd. They changed a lot of laws and shit.
So we really need to focus in on engaging our youth so they won't, end up doing things like this.
Amani and Amir have this message for fellow teens in the area.
It would be a safer environment if people would just like control themselves and make sure that they're not doing bad things. Violence is not the answer.
Yeah, young lady. We hope you can find you a nice young man. But I will tell you this, young lady. Be open to dating outside your race, man. Stay open to dating outside your race, whatever you consider your race. I know she considers herself black. I know they don't even consider themselves half Indian. They consider themselves black. But be open to dating outside of your race, sister.
Message for
When
fellow
you get
teens
older.
in the area.
It would be a safer environment if people would just like control themselves and make sure that they're not doing bad things. Violence is not the answer.
Arlington police say there are increased patrols in the area and that this continues to be an active investigation. Anyone who has any more information on what happened Saturday night should contact the department's tip line. We'll have that contact information.
Goddamn animals. Fucking animals.
Well, Unit 4 juvenile crime continues to be a problem all across the DMV.
But what happened over the weekend in Arlington has stunned a lot of people, considering the age of one of the suspects.
ABC News Now's Dave Laval joining us live from Pentagon City now, where police say the youngest of the children involved is barely in elementary school. Good afternoon, Dave.
Well, good afternoon to you, Mark and Annalisa. Yeah, that's the most surprising thing about all of this. The crime, according to police, happened somewhere along this stretch of South Hay Street. The youngest suspect, listen to this, is just kindergarten age.
No, not 5.
Yes, Brianna Winford. Arlington County Police say a 5 to 6-year-old boy took part in a robbery in Pentagon City Saturday.
We covered that last month, man. Yeah, man. It's getting sketchy over there, man. It's getting sketchy. It's getting real sketchy over there, man. Wow, these people must have been Muslim. They literally buried these people already. Remember this the other day?
Evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Rivero.
And I'm Joe Torres, and we begin tonight with new information on that deadly tragedy in Brooklyn yesterday. Police charged the driver with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide for yesterday's crash that killed a mother and her 2 young children in Midwood. Police say the driver was speeding and driving with a suspended license when she smashed into a group of pedestrians along Ocean Parkway.
Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson is live in Borough Park, where mourners gathered for the victim's funeral. Kimberly.
They died yesterday and they're having the funeral today. So it looks like they're Jewish. That's crazy. Is there any Jews here, man? Any Jews here? That's crazy. How the fuck do you have a funeral for some people that got mowed down by a reckless driver, probably a sister, yesterday? How do you have the funeral today? Yeah, man. If they didn't die like so openly, man, I'd be like, man, y'all up to so y'all trying to hide something, man. Jesus Christ. I know the Muslims, they bury you very fast too, but that's crazy. They get you in the ground quick. It ain't even been 24 hours.
Well, it is a send-off no one ever thought would come this soon for Natasha Shadra and her two little girls. The funeral and procession here in the street are over. Their bodies are now heading back to Israel for burial.
That's them?
In this exclusive
Oh, wow.
video, neighbors
That's
tell
them.
me that's the Shadra family, Natasha and her
Oh,
three
boy.
little ones with not a care in the world. They had no idea.
Oh, man, that's so sad, man, seeing them walking down the street. That's so sad.
In this exclusive video, neighbors tell me that's the Shadra family, Natasha and her three little ones with not a care in the world. They had no idea this vehicle, an Audi, which appears to be speeding down Ocean Parkway in video you'll only see on Eyewitness News, was heading their way. Police say as the family was crossing the street at Quinton Road, the Audi first hit a Toyota Camry and then mowed down Natasha and her children. Killed in the horrific crash, Natasha, she was just 34 years old. Her daughters, 5-year-old Deborah and 8-year-old Diana. Her little boy seen here trailing behind his sisters seconds before. The 4-year-old is now in critical condition. Max's home sits at the intersection. He didn't want to show his face.
We heard the bang. My father actually ran outside. It's like hard to watch. We told my mom, don't come here. We don't want you to see this.
It was just after 1 Saturday afternoon. Friends say Natasha left her home here on East 2nd Street. Her husband and youngest child stayed back. The group was walking to a relative's home just on the other side of Ocean Parkway here in the Midwood section of Brooklyn. This is Natasha's friend.
She was moral and ethical and raised her children in the most elite manner.
Here you see that same Audi race past a white car. Police say Miriam Yaramy was driving and kept going.
Miriam Yaramy. Oh, that might have been another goddamn Juice Crew, man.
As is tradition in this very close-knit Jewish community, less than 24 hours after the deadly accident, mourners are gathering for a funeral. They are devastated, paying their respects to a mother and her daughters who never saw that Audi coming, couldn't get out of the way.
Children were delicious, delicious angels. Very delicious, well brought up.
What? What the fuck? She sound like a witch, man.
Brought up and well raised.
As for the Camry, it was an Uber. A 63-year-old man was driving it. 3 children in that vehicle were also injured. Authorities say the 32-year-old suspect, who lives in Sheepshead Bay, was driving with a suspended license. Miriam Yaramy is now charged with, among other things, 3 counts of manslaughter.
And we are learning much more about this suspect. She has a long list of violations, 93 with $10,000 in unpaid fines.
93 violations. Yikes.
She also went to the hospital, but has not yet faced a judge. For now, we're live in Borough Park. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7.
Them Jews strange as shit up there, man. God, dog. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. There's some strange Jews up there, man. Sheepshead Bay.
Now to breaking news from Hammond, Indiana. A deadly mass shooting has left 5 people wounded, 2 people dead. It happened near 116th Street and Indianapolis Boulevard. Our Sharday Gray spoke to those who knew these victims.
Bullets riddled this door, and this is where 2 people lost their lives. The mayor of Hammond says they were simply trying to defuse a domestic situation.
Oh, Lord. Trying to defuse a domestic situation. That's a tough one, man. That's always going. That's always gonna get you in trouble, man. Shout out to Eric S., man, Ock Nation Hall of Famer, man. He says, you said it best. Sun words ruin everything. These sun words are expensive to operate. Yeah, we expensive, but at least we not weird like them damn Juice Crew. Them Juice Crew weird, man. They strange, man. We more normal than them, though.
To me personally, and I'm gonna say it, this was an act of a coward.
Johnny Jernigan feels nothing but pain after finding out 2 of his friends died in a mass shooting in Hammond, Indiana.
You shot through a door. Anybody could have got hit. You know, that was just an act of a coward. I don't know what the intentions, what the motives was, but I lost 2 people, 2 friends.
Hammond police say they responded to a report of shots fired at Portside Pub around 4 Sunday morning. When they arrived, they found 5 people shot. 2 victims died at the scene.
2 people lost their lives last night. They shouldn't have lost their lives, and they're good Samaritans, quite frankly, and it's sad.
3 people were transported to a local hospital, 2 in serious condition, and the 3rd is stable.
Then you can see the bullet holes on the door, the trace of blood. It's just so disheartening.
Police say the incident appears to be a domestic-related incident. Hammond Mayor Thomas McDermott Jr. says it started in a parking lot next door to the bar.
Alcohol, and it was a domestic situation. Too many guns, a bar open too late. It's a recipe for disaster.
One of the victims is 58-year-old Lorraine Reyna. Her sister, who didn't want to be on camera, says she had a motherly instinct and isn't surprised she tried to ease the situation.
They would do anything for anybody. Lori cared about people more than she cared about herself. You know, she would extend her hand out to anybody that needed her help.
Mayor McDermott Jr. posted to Facebook letting the public know who they're looking for.
This person has no idea. We knew who it was within a short period of time. This person's going to get caught. We know exactly who they are, where they are, and we're going to catch them. I promise you.
Mayor McDermott says the bar was supposed to be closed when this deadly shooting happened, saying it's against the law. He says this will be handled on Monday. Reporting in Hammond, Indiana, Sade Gray, CBS.
Man, I can't tell whether that was on Britos or goddamn Sons, man. Probably a mix.
Police in the Belmont-Cragen neighborhood on the city's west side are searching for a man who stabbed 3 people. It happened near the corner of Dickens and Mango around 5 this morning. CPD tells us an argument between 2 groups turned physical. A 40-year-old man swung a sharp object, stabbing the hands and arms of a 20-year-old woman, a 32-year-old man, and a 30-year-old woman. They're all in good condition tonight.
Shout out to Big Larry, man. Big Larry in the building, man. Hey. Hey. Gee. Deacons. Keep those doors locked. Keep those doors locked unless there's somebody who left their wallet in their car. You can chaperone them to their car, bring them back in, and then lock the doors behind you. We have a church up in here today.
Big story we're following tonight is one Midtown man says it took too long for officers to arrive as his home was being used for cover in exchange of gunfire. The shooting took place at an Airbnb.
I wonder why this lady's still in Memphis, man. I mean, you know, she's not the prettiest thing in the world, but she's good. I think she should be able to move out of Memphis, man. Get a better job in a bigger city, man.
Moments after an argument during a large gathering, one man is now recovering at the hospital. WRG's Brian Didlake shares a concern tonight from neighbors.
It just seems ridiculous that you would need to wait
5 minutes, in my opinion. Even just 5 minutes from a phone call like that.
This Midtown homeowner is not sharing his identity, but says it took between 20 to 30 minutes for officers to arrive. Bullet holes seen through his gutter as he says.
They shot up the gutters, man. They got the gutters leaking, man. It looked like they didn't hit nobody. It's definitely blacks, man. All these shells, and they ain't hit nobody. And if they would have hit somebody, it would have been somebody that had nothing to do with it.
Says his Court Avenue home was being used as cover during an exchange of gunfire overnight.
I was sleeping on the sofa in the living room. It was only about 10 feet away from me in distance. So it was pretty loud.
Memphis police say the shooting started at this home on Clark Place. You can see the aftermath with multiple bullet holes in the front door, the siding, and even on the second story. Neighbors say they saw 4 individuals get into a silver-colored Nissan Altima or Maxima and drive down Court Avenue to this intersection at Clark and Court, where the exchange of gunfire continued until the shooters drove away.
After the shooting, I saw all types of people fleeing and getting in cars and shouting.
About 90 shell casings were recovered as seen in pictures sent in to WREG. Officers say during the investigation, the garage and front door were left open, blood visible, and a bathroom floor. Memphis police say one man drove himself to Regional 1 after shots rang out. Airbnb sent a statement that says, in part, "We share the Memphis community's outrage over the senseless gun violence and hope the victim makes a swift recovery. Unauthorized and disruptive parties are banned on Airbnb, and our safety team has taken the initial action to remove the booking guest from the platform." While the neighbor we spoke with says he respects and even uses short-term rentals, this incident makes him question his future in the neighborhood.
It makes you wonder if you should stay.
In Midtown, Brian Ditlake, WREG, Channel 3.
A pretty scary scene there. And if you have any information about this incident, you are encouraged to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CAT.
We begin with breaking news out of North Baltimore. 4 people are recovering tonight after a mass shooting.
Saw something. Pop, 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 pop. I dove to the ground.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Vincent Hill. This shooting comes just 1 month after a shooting on the exact same block. This as city officials say violent crime is down. At Greenmount Avenue and Venable Avenue in North Baltimore.
We got multiple people down.
Shots rang out just after 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. According to Baltimore police, 4 people were shot.
He shot multiple times that day.
The victim, shot in his back, rode into Baltimore on his motorcycle from D.C. with this man to order food from a new restaurant. He describes what happens just minutes before the shooting.
It was like a few guys standing on the corner, but we wasn't worried about that. So we standing in front of the restaurant, saw something. Pop, 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 pop. I dove to the ground.
According to him, the shooters were targeting the group of guys standing on the corner.
Car had pulled up, and then the driver got out, and 2 guys were shooting from out the car.
The unexpected shooting of his friend, leaving him with a bad taste in his mouth about Baltimore crime.
So I'm from D.C. You know, I always hear about Baltimore. You know, I don't come here often. Usually, I'm just coming through.
We drove from Laurel, Maryland.
This woman also drove into Baltimore to try the same restaurant and has the same take.
It really, really puts a lot of fear. It makes you feel very unsafe and very uncomfortable just even moving around.
Last month, a 25.
That's terrible for tourism, man. It's terrible, man. You got people coming from out of town to go to a restaurant and shit. It's getting shot. Even if crime is down, it's only down in the nigga sense of the word. Like, this is how crime go down in black areas, man. So, like, let's just say it's 10 shootings, right? We'll take a whole number. right? 10 shootings, man. Last year, right? And last year, there was 10 shootings, 8 people got hit, and 4 people got killed, right? This year, there's 10 shootings, same amount of time. 6 people got hit and 2 people got killed. Crime's down, y'all. Press 1.
25-year-old man was shot on the exact same corner.
It's very frustrating here as well.
City Council member Odette Ramos at the scene of Saturday's shooting.
Just wanted to come and support the first responders, but also anybody who is needing support today in terms of maybe relatives of some of the victims.
Outside of showing her support, she acknowledges an uptick of violence in her district and is hoping one of the mayor's programs will help.
We don't have the group violence reduction strategy here in Northern District quite yet. It is coming.
The group violence reduction strategy. Are you kidding me, man? The group violence reduction strategy in Baltimore. That's why this is happening. Okay. Y'all don't have that up here yet. That's why this is happening. We need the group violence reduction strategy, man. You know, the very successful group violence reduction strategy. The world-renowned group violence reduction strategy.
Violence in her district and is hoping one of the mayor's programs will help.
We don't have the group violence reduction strategy here in Northern District quite yet. It is coming. It's quite obvious that we need it now.
Meanwhile,
Stuff happening all around us.
the violence
It didn't end. But they counted, it was like 36. Or 36 shots.
doesn't seem to be slowing down and keeping this man from likely returning to Baltimore.
You gotta worry about me coming to Baltimore.
Now, those victims are 18, 25, 57, and 60. Now, according to the witness we spoke with, the 57-year-old woman was also ordering food when she was shot.
Hi, I'm Max.
Jeez. You ain't worry about me coming to Baltimore no more.
Now at 11, 3 men and 1 woman are recovering in the hospital after someone shot them in North Baltimore. Good evening to you. I'm Amy Coata. Welcome to those of you watching here on CBS News Baltimore and on WJZ TV. That shooting happened on Venable Avenue near Greenmount Avenue. And Casey Baylor is live on your corner tonight from police headquarters following the story for us. Casey, you spoke with friends of one of the victims who say they were just trying to pick up food.
Amy, I also spoke with another friend earlier this evening. Now, the people I spoke to say those two of their friends, I should say, were just looking to try out a popular dish at a local restaurant on Greenmount Avenue. One man tells me he's still shaken up after not only missing those bullets, but also by seeing his friend shot.
I thought it was over. I thought he was done.
Fitzgerald White says he and his friend Darnell traveled from D.C. to try this restaurant sitting at the corner of Greenmount and Venable Avenues in North Baltimore. But before they could order,
So we were just standing there. All of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. I dove on the ground.
someone fired several shots. They missed White, but hit his friend.
He had a hole in his back, and I looked, he had a hole in his shoulder.
Baltimore police found 3 men shot on Venable Avenue Saturday afternoon. Medics took an 18-year-old, 25-year-old, and 60-year-old to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Later, police say a 57-year-old woman believed to be shot at this scene walked into a hospital.
Are we at war?
Monette Robinson says that's her friend who traveled from Georgia to celebrate her birthday.
She actually
Yo, this is sad, man. You got people from all over the country coming to this restaurant. And it's probably a black-owned business. And they like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not coming back up here no more. That's sad, man. They just fuck everything up, boy.
She drove herself to the hospital and she's doing well. So we're just praying for the best.
Robinson says her friend was shot multiple times in her legs. She says it's frustrating to see this happen to someone who hoped for a celebratory weekend.
We always got to keep our head on a swivel. You know, you can't even go to restaurants and
go out. It's unfortunate on a Saturday afternoon, and it's a nice day.
And White says his friend went into surgery around 7 p.m. And Robinson says right now she doesn't know when her friend will be released from the hospital. Meanwhile, Baltimore police haven't named any suspects in this case. Reporting live on your corner, I'm Casey Baylor for W.
Jeez. Unbelievable, man.
Moving to the East Bay now, an Oakland police officer is recovering tonight after being attacked. It happened on International Boulevard near 105th Avenue on Friday afternoon. ABC 7 News reporter Ansar Hassan spoke to Oakland police, who are concerned this is an indication of crime trending upwards.
It happened fast. I've been a police officer for 25 years. I've never encountered this. It's probably something you're not expecting. Lieutenant Tim Donnellan with the Oakland Police Department says 2 officers were stopped at a red light on International Boulevard on Friday afternoon. The patrol car had its windows down. That's when the officer on the passenger side was hit in the face. The officer was able to get out, defend himself, and the other officer helps out too, and they were able to take the person into custody. Lieutenant Donnellan says the officer was transported to the hospital, evaluated, and is now back home. There's no indication the officer was targeted, and Oakland police aren't able to reveal much about the suspect, only saying he was taken into custody and placed on a mental health hold. We can't get into specifics about who the person is. There's privacy rights related to that. And that case hasn't been charged yet. So there is, I know our criminal investigations division is following up with charging this for assaulting an officer. Oakland police would not disclose the identity of the officer, but they did say the officer is a graduate of recent police academy. City leaders did not return requests for comment.
Look at their most recent police academy, man.
Yo, what about it?
What's cracking, man?
Man, ain't shit. Sun's out here wilding as usual.
Where's that at?
Where is it? Oh, is that Oakland?
Yeah, this is Oakland. Yeah. This is the new police academy. It's a diverse academy, man. You got all these fucking goddamn foreign-looking motherfuckers. Nobody in here. Can I find a white guy?
That looks like what you would expect from Canada or something. No, I guess white Canada would have more machines.
They had one white guy in the whole goddamn class.
Oh my man, I know. Oh, that sucks for him. I'm sure being gay is a requirement.
One white guy, one black guy. No, here goes another white guy. So you got 2 white guys, 1 black guy. Damn, everybody else is
this is just a disaster. They clearly don't want any change. They want to continue the clown show they got going on.
Police Academy. Oakland City leaders did not return requests for comment. The police union claims crimes are trending higher in Oakland this year compared to 2024, and that an assault like this is indicative of what's happening on the streets of Oakland at a time when OPD is facing budget cuts. Homicides are up this year to where we were at last year. I was looking at some of the statistics this morning, and I think shootings are up 14% as well. I'm worried that crime is trending up, and we're seeing our staffing levels are going down. I'm a little worried about the future of how we're going to police the city if we keep losing officers. Oakland police are asking anyone with information about the incident to contact the Oakland Police Department. In the East Bay, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.
Dang. Wow.
As we speak, these 2 men are in jail without bond, and a teenager is also charged after a series of smash and grab burglaries at Ulta beauty stores. The crimes spanned months, and some were even caught on camera. Fairfax County Police sharing this surveillance video with us tonight of the suspects breaking into the merchandise putting them into bags. To give you a better perspective of how big this crime spree was, just take a look at this map. Police report 18 incidents from August all the way up until last week. Some stores hit more than once. 7 News' Rebecca Turco is on your side with prevention tips for businesses.
Security experts say stores can put their more expensive items behind the counter or in the back of the store if thieves get more brazen, like they did here. It's something we're hearing about more and more in the DMV, organized retail crime. I showed this surveillance video to Ifat Pridan, who owns Lily the First Boutique in Georgetown.
Are you sick of hearing about stories like this?
Sick to my stomach.
What is
Oh
that?
yeah, I don't know what to call it.
What is that, man? I don't know, man. We'll figure it out.
Fairfax County police say for months, these suspects broke through glass at Ulta beauty stores in Virginia and Maryland, snatching high-end perfumes. Their scheme totaled more than $190,000 in losses for those stores.
It sounds like these folks were a little bit more sophisticated than the flash mobs that you see.
Bill Marcis heads Strategic Security Management Consulting. He says most organized retail theft operations target less expensive items. Think convenience store thefts of things like razors and toiletries, stuff people can sell more easily without raising as many alarms as, say, a Rolex, and items that may add up to a misdemeanor versus a felony if you're caught.
Organized retail crime is something that flies under the radar, and they like it that way.
Bill says many stores are doing everything they can to help prevent this, from being attentive of customers to locking up more expensive items to setting up security cameras. Ifat takes the precautions she can. She wants more of a police crackdown, too, when she sees places around her keep getting targeted.
Every small business owner that you have in town is because they love what they do. But if you do something out of love and you keep getting hit and hit and hit, eventually you'll say, okay, thank you and good night.
An Ulta Beauty spokesperson sent us a statement saying safety is their top priority and they remain committed to combating organized retail crime. Reporting in Falls Church, Rebecca Turco, 7 News.
Yeah, that fatigue is sitting in really hard, man. It's crazy.
And the summer hasn't even started, man. The summer hasn't
Seems
even
like it's
started.
it's summer every day.
Yeah, it's about to get cracking with these teens, man. It's about to get cracking. They about to start tearing up the malls and the movie theaters and flash mobs and shooting each other as the weather gets hotter, man.
Well, at least this time, people ain't gonna be muzzled. People will say whatever. They'll actually report on people's growing frustrations. And even though nothing will ever happen, it's just gonna be more and more attention of how, eventually black sons are just gonna have to come together and realize, hey, we're gonna have to separate ourselves from them. I think, because the heat's just gonna rise too big.
Well, new at 4, police say a retail theft crew accused of stealing $190,000 in merchandise has finally been caught. All of the stolen items were high-end products from Ulta beauty stores across the DMV. Fairfax County Police, joined by other police departments, announced the arrest of 3 people. Our Matthew Torres is in Bailey's Crossroads with new video of one of the cases.
In this new video, you can see 3 thieves dressed in black and faces covered smash the glass counters and shelves to steal from this Ulta beauty store in Tysons last week. Police say the same people are behind an organized retail theft ring targeting Ulta stores in Virginia and Maryland 18 times in 9 months.
A lot of people are victimized by these types of crimes. It's not a property crime. It's not a victim-less crime.
According to investigators, 21-year-old Damari Kuzar and 28-year-old Rasan Washington of D.C. and a 17-year-old stole $190,000 worth of high-end perfumes and hair products to sell at discounted rates. Police say they hit stores in Montgomery, Prince William, Fairfax City, and Anne Arundel County. Fairfax County Deputy Chief Gregory Freed says what started out with simply taking items off the racks escalated to using hammers when Ulta's retail team started securing expensive goods.
While people, broad daylight, are in there shopping with their families, they would go in with tools like this and smash out the glass cases, startling everybody in the store.
It's quite worrying, especially since it's mostly women, shopping at Ulta.
This store in Bailey's Crossroads was hit 4 times late last year. This monthly customer notices a security guard now.
If I were to be in that situation, it would be very, alarming and panicky situation. I would not know what to do.
Through the help of the Real-Time Crime Center, license plate readers, and AI technology, investigators tracked down the suspects who are accused of using stolen vehicles. Nowadays, police can receive alerts on vehicle descriptions without needing a tag.
So in the old days, when we're pulling over every white box truck going down the Beltway, those days are over.
Police say the crime ring involves just these 3 individuals, but they believe they're connected to other cases. In one incident, they say one of the suspects even showed a gun. In Fairfax County, Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
All right, Matthew, thank you.
They would literally strip the shelves of everything within a matter of seconds.
A major organized retail theft crew busted by Bellevue police, accused of stealing more than $500,000 worth of luxury apparel and activewear from Lululemon and other retailers all over Western Washington. At least 42 stores were targeted.
Tonight, a major win for retailers, law enforcement, and shoppers fed up with prolific thieves caught on camera stripping the shelves. They stroll in like regular shoppers, then scramble out lugging bags filled and arms full of stolen goods.
These ladies would come in, they would immediately select a number of items, high value clothing from different retailers, Lululemon, Nordstrom, Macy's, and then they would immediately exit and leave.
In court documents, Bellevue Detective Jeff Christensen detailed their crime spree, hitting Lululemon stores from Bellingham to Bellevue and from Tukwila to Tacoma, as well as stores throughout the greater Portland area, stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of activewear.
We're talking about over $500,000 worth of merchandise. And what that really translates to is increased costs for consumers.
Bellevue police say thieves often sell the merchandise for 30 cents on the dollar.
Oftentimes, the suspects would wear burqas or other baggy clothing that they were able to either hide the items in, bring reusable bags, even garbage bags that they would fill completely full with these items.
Sometimes doing it with regular shoppers just feet away. With every theft, loss prevention officers at Lululemon documented the video, working closely with Bellevue police to identify 3 suspects. 2 of them were arrested last year in Glendale, California. 18-year-old Reality Levins from Renton and 24-year-old Janice Downs, who along with 26-year-old...
Yeah, we did this. Her name is Reality, man.
That's funny. California. 18-year-old Reality Levins from Renton and 24-year-old Janice Downs, who along with 26-year-old Memory Yearby are accused of stealing $30,000.
Reality and memory, man. Lord have mercy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you niggas.
They were doomed from the start.
Yeah.
They were just playing their
Reality
role.
and memory.
That's just crazy. It's crazy.
I thought that was the religion of peace, man. Allah is not happy right now, man. Allah is very upset with you sisters, man. Shout out to S Freak, man. S Freak says, does anyone know if my YouTube name will show up if I join the panel? You can write your own name in when you join the panel. Write your own name. It's going to get put in a box, and you can type your own name in there. What name you want to put in there. You can type whatever name you want into the box, and that's what's going to show up if you join the panel.
$1,000 worth of high-end bags. On Tuesday, Bellevue police arrested Downs and her mother at their home on 223rd in Kent.
Jesus Christ. Apple don't fall far from the tree, man. Jesus Christ.
on 223rd Place in Kent. Detectives say they located clothing worn during the thefts, one of the cars used, and 3 assault-style rifles.
What is interesting to note is that the suspects are actually convicted felons, so they're prohibited from possessing firearms.
When Janice, who also calls herself Punchy, made her first appearance in court, the prosecutor detailed multiple counts of organized retail theft.
The first one will be August 8th, 2023, at the Bellevue location for Lululemon in the amount of $4,348.
The state asking for $750,000 bail, arguing that she has multiple prior convictions and is a flight risk, pointing out she had a plane ticket to Arizona for the same day as her arrest.
This is repeated behavior. This is happening again and again. There's no reason to believe that if released, that behavior will change and she will suddenly stop committing those crimes.
Down's defense attorney arguing that Janice has strong ties to the community.
She's here with a lot of support, so I don't think that she's going to flee, and we would ask that a more reasonable bail on these allegations be ordered. We're asking bail.
You niggas a mess, man. Jesus Christ, man. Oh
man, without any gliders, man, we would have no order. It would just be,
Nigeria.
Yeah, man, it would be that, but worse.
Why you think worse? Why you think it would be worse? Wouldn't it be a little better because we the sons that came in America?
No, well, I the reason why I think it's going to be worse is just because everybody would break up into tribes, and I just imagine the different ways that the Sun community would get outsmarted. I mean, I just imagine we would get taken advantage of, like, in the worst possible way.
Yeah, definitely.
There is a suspected shoe bandit afoot, and Detroit police didn't have to go far to catch him.
Kind of a bizarre story. Fox News' Lauren Edwards has more on a police officer accused of having sticky fingers.
It is different, and when it's brought to our attention, any type of crime or anything, we investigate.
Detroit police with a case like no other. Chief Todd Vedison says a member of the department has been accused of stealing other police officers' shoes.
Over at the 3rd precinct in the locker room, just like any typical locker room, our officers, tend not to put their shoes in their lockers. It's outside the lockers, or it could be some other things as well. And so shoes were coming up missing.
Detroit police say between September 2024 to January 2025, 27-year-old officer James Clark Davis III allegedly stole multiple pairs of sneakers from fellow officers at DPD's Atwater Street location.
We did, like, typically utilize an AirTag or other device. We planted a pair of shoes over there and put it in the shoes. The shoes came up missing. Ultimately, the shoes ended up at Officer Davis's house.
Police got a search warrant, entered his home, and found the missing shoes. Thursday, Davis was arraigned on 3 counts of larceny in a building and 1 count of receiving and concealing stolen property, $200 to $1,000.
It's really a sad day. I know him, and so I just want Officer Davis to get the help that he needs. Of course, he's going to have to, just like anybody else, go through the criminal justice process.
The chief says Officer Davis also resigned Thursday, but emphasizes that police are not above the law.
We're going to keep on holding our own accountable, just like we'll hold the community accountable for when when folks are stealing or any other type crimes.
We're hearing some of the shoes that were taken were Nikes and other high-priced sneakers. As for Davis, his probable cause is scheduled for April 8th. His prelim is a week after that. Reporting here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards, On the Edge.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Christ, man. Oh my God. And the beat goes on.
And then just a few blocks away from that latest shooting, a teenager was killed in a mid-morning shooting. As Fox 59's Russ McQuaid tells us, the family says he was on his way to a nearby convenience store when enemies trapped him in a parking lot.
The Sunday morning calm of an East Side apartment complex was first broken by the crack of shots and then later the sound of crying.
You can't see it
But the 19-year-old man was wedged between the surrounding fence and the dumpster in the 4100 block of Shady Oak Drive, perhaps trapped as he tried to get away from the gunfire. As we counted, at least 7 shell casings on the ground.
I heard at least about 5 or 6 gunshots from the vent airwave in the bathroom, so I can hear it pretty clear. It doesn't go a day I hear that you don't hear a gunshot.
Over the next couple hours, more and more family members of the victim got word of his death.
He said he's gonna go to the gas station because he said that we need some incense. I said okay, be safe. He walked up the house. Like 5 minutes later, just playing on the game. So I heard some gunshots. So I started getting this gut feeling that someone was off. So I went to go out and look for him. The lady on the patio said that she think it was my cousin. I ran back over here and she was damn right.
The cousin said the dead teen carried a gun for his own protection.
We've obtained suspect descriptions that, of course, have been disseminated to our officers in the surrounding area and even to the Lawrence Police Department as well nearby. Our officials with the Real-Time Crime Center are working tirelessly to go through any video footage that may have been obtained. Like I said, there's cameras all throughout this complex, but there's also doorbell camera footage.
Oh, it's hard to be a kid now. It's not like it used to be back in the day, you know. Now it's just, you can't say nothing without getting shot at this point, especially with kids.
The victim's cousin told me that the dead teenager hadn't necessarily been beefing with anybody lately, certainly not to the degree that would lead to this result. On the east side, Russ Mc...
Yo, this is funny, man. Why is it this old guy? Like, he doesn't even look like he should be broadcasting. And then he said he doesn't. Oh, this shit felt weird. I almost thought it was AI.
Just covering Blackistan, man. They
It just doesn't look like what I see on the picture. And then what he said, you know, the way he said it, it's like, what the fuck?
This is Lawrence, Indiana. This ain't even shout out to That's Free. This is Lawrence, Indiana. Let's see what's happening in this little fucking town, man.
When a person is shot and killed, we tell you what we know, who's involved, when it happened, and what police say happened. But tonight, a new documentary is asking the question of what happens to the loved ones who are left behind from gun violence.
There are lots of different aspects to this, nuances that we don't think about in the 30 seconds that we see them on the news. But these are families who have to go from the funeral to trying to piece their lives together afterwards. And sometimes it's just really difficult, especially if you don't have a lot of resources available to you.
Lisa Butler is the co-producer of the documentary What's Left Behind, which aims to raise awareness and inspire action to prevent more tragedies. The film focuses on families experiencing gun violence in Chicago who feel forgotten with few resources to help them after their tragedy leaves the headlines. She says that's true whether it's a family in Chicago or Central Indiana.
These situations are devastating for families, and they're not the same after these things happen. And so my question too was, how does this impact families financially, right? Because a lot of the moms, and they'll talk about it in the documentary, they weren't able to work anymore or take care of the other siblings. So it really impacts families in a very devastating way.
Tonight, the film was shown inside a Lawrence theater and featured an in-person panel discussion about gun violence with Hoosiers who have been affected. Panelist Antonia Bailey knows the effects of gun violence all too well. In 2019, her 16-year-old son, Nicholas, and her 15-year-old daughter, Ashlyn, were killed in a shooting inside their Northeast Side apartment.
I remember that. Damn. This woman lost both her kids to fucking gun violence. I remember that story. It was a crazy story. I remember that story.
Panelist Antonia Bailey. No.
Yeah, it was some crazy.
Knows the effects of gun violence all too well. In 2019, her 16-year-old son, Nicholas, and her 15...
Young black males matter. No, they don't.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't know how it can be fixed. I mean, come on, how long have we been saying there's no solutions?
There's no
How long?
solution, man. None.
15-year-old daughter, Ashlyn, were killed in a shooting inside their Northeast Side apartment.
Our situation brought a lot of people out, and I was more so of an introvert. So it was very overwhelming to me. But the pain that I'm channeling is more so just so we could save our babies.
Bailey now uses her voice and compassion to help others who are going through a loss due to violence as she did. She's hoping the documentary will highlight how unnecessary gun violence is, but also how important it is to help those left behind survive it.
I hope that it will help bring about change and see the hurt in the hearts of the mothers that have lost, as well as the families and the siblings, and how much damage that the senseless acts of gun violence are doing.
In Lawrence, Cameron Riddle, Fox 59 News.
I used to always wonder about that. I used to always wonder, like, why they never really spent enough time, a lot of time, talking about the family after after the gun violence or whatever. They just never talked about it. They just move on. But then again, there was a lot of times things that I would always notice, especially if we're talking about the son women, is they're either gonna fake cry or they're gonna be laughing, almost like, oh, it's over, his story has ended, we move forward. And I'm just like, I don't know. It almost made me not really even want to know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't make you feel for the, like, yeah, they don't make you like sympathize. They're not torn up about it. It's
Yeah, but why? I think that they can at the very least, use USA money and kind of propagandize this or do something, but they can turn this into a thing, if they really just put the right people. What the fuck am I talking about? Right?
Huh?
No, I'm tripping. I'm just talking shit.
A mother decides to get on a bus and fight her kid's bully herself. Put it up full mass. 36-year-old Latia Hintz. She's a mother who lives in Indianapolis. She has now been charged with multiple felonies after police said she boarded a school bus with her 2 children and beat up an 8th grader, breaking the child's nose. Okay? The prosecutor, Ryan Mears, said the mother not only punched the child, but was the clear instigator in the fight. The irony is, even if she was not the instigator, due to the fact that this is a child, a minor, the adult would still face criminal penalty. But to instigate it yourself with no context of self-defense, no context of aggressive behavior toward you, is quite insane. So the altercation, which took place March 6th on the way to school, was captured by multiple video cameras on the bus. The buses have cameras now. It shows the woman, the mother, Ms. Hintz, boarding the vehicle behind her 2 children.
Let me see.
Son, 13 years of age, and a daughter who is 7. These are children. These are babies.
Year. An Indianapolis woman faces charges after a violent attack on a Warren Township school bus.
CBS 4's Jesse Wells talked to the prosecutor today about this case, which has gone viral online.
According to court records, the suspect came here to her son's bus stop to confront a student she believed was bullying her 13-year-old son. But prosecutors say what started as a fight between kids quickly escalated to a crime. When a school bus stopped at this intersection along East 35th Street earlier this month, a 14-year-old boy sitting on the bus suffered a fractured nose and bloody lip after police claim a mother and her 2 teenage kids got on the bus and began fighting with the victim.
You know, when parents make that decision to get onto a school bus, number one, they have no business being on the school bus. But then when they're on that school bus, you can either serve to be a peacekeeper and try to make things better, or you can make the situation 20, 30 times worse.
Video of that incident went viral after being posted on social media. Prosecutor Ryan Mears says the mother not only punched the victim, but appeared to actively instigate the conflict.
You know, for us as adults, we're supposed to create these safe environment for kids, and kids should feel safe on a school bus. Kids should feel safe going to school. And that was taken away from a lot of kids based on what is alleged to have occurred.
According to this affidavit, charging Latia Hentz with criminal confinement, battery, intimidation, and criminal trespass. The victim told police the suspect's son made racist jokes about ICE because the 14-year-old's father is Mexican. A spokesperson for the school district said in part, "We are taking all necessary steps to address the situation and provide support to our students who witnessed this incident." They added the safety of kids on Warren Township buses is a priority, and incidents like this won't be tolerated.
And adults need to be adults. You know, if there is a conflict or a tension between 2 individual students, that's something that can be resolved through kids.
Yeah, but the kids might kill each other, though, white man.
It's a lot to ask for.
Yeah, white man. Kids might kill each other. Let the kids resolve it. They might kill each other, man.
You keep pointing. Pointing to this one. I've never seen this little boy.
Monday, April 1st, 2024, Elyria, Ohio. Police receive a call from a woman who reports finding a 2-year-old child walking alone without an adult in sight. The officers are dispatched to the location to assist the child and get him back home, unsure of how long the child has been out there by himself. They need to find his family before it gets any colder and before the little one starts to get scared. I'm Tyler, and this is your daily dose of crime.
Hi!
And he was on the opposite side, like in my window, like this. So I got out and he was like shaking. No, he wasn't in the car. He was
but he was like looking at
looking
your
in the
car.
car.
Okay.
So I was like, oh no. And then he like was crying a little bit. So I got out and he like gave me a hug and everything. I said, "Where's your mom? Where do you want to go?"
Man, you live down here?
And he pointed.
Do you live down here?
Yeah, that's my house right there.
Okay. Do you recognize this?
I don't. I have actually never seen him.
He tried to go in her house. Like I was like, "Where do you live? Where do you stay?" And my house is right here on the corner. So I walked him across, and then he like pointed in, and she was like opening the door crack, just kind of peeking out. And he tried to walk in, but I haven't seen anybody, heard anybody.
Hey, buddy.
He's in diapers.
Hi.
Is he totally nonverbal?
He's
so
trying
far?
to say something, but we can't make out what he's saying. So I'm saying at least 2 or 3. I'm right in the blue. Like
You want to hit my foot?
Hands to inside out.
And I'm right here at 134, and he's pointing over here. And I've never said she's never seen him on her street.
Do you know your name?
Found him in this area.
Do you know your name?
I hate this might be a small thing, but the 2 women talking at the same time was just like, yo, fucking like, trying to impede an investigation by talking at the same time. But so these cops are racist, right? They hate black people. They get more of this than shooting a nigga. Do you understand? Like, these 2 cops may never fire their weapon the whole time they're cops, let alone get to kill a nigga. But this type of stuff, this is the stuff they deal with on a regular day basis. That's why I hate niggers, because niggers are so dumb. they think that they think in two dimensions. So they think that it's just shoot them up, bang bang. Cops today is just shoot them up, bang bang, shoot niggas. They don't understand how many cops are on the force. You know what I mean? Like, they're just fucking retarded. This is what cops deal with in black neighborhoods on the regular day. Shit like
But
this.
you know what else, Hawk? I think that, with this same situation, I think that it only takes one or two sunmen to just walk up on this situation right here, and then all of a sudden turn up, like freak people out and get people a little scared and paranoid because of that mentality. It's like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how this has just gone unchecked for so long, because now it's uncontainable.
Name? Inside of my car. It was like
No.
you say something, but we been out here a good 20, 25 minutes. No call for it.
Do you want to grab their info and then can we just sit him in your...
I tried. Because he's so close. He doesn't want to. So I'm trying to understand the call. Like,
You good watching it? I'm just going to run through some calls to see if we have anything down here.
The woman who called 911 is with the child when officers arrived. She states she noticed the child when it walked up to her car window as if they were looking for someone. The 2-year-old appeared to have been crying, so the woman tried to help him find his mother, but the search proved to be unsuccessful. The officers now area, but it becomes clear this will not be an easy task, as the child doesn't seem to be able to speak.
Have you seen him before?
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of kids over here, so he looks familiar.
Okay, all right. Come on, buddy.
Okay. I'm having dispatch run through all 6 of these streets, so just to see if there's ever been a call before. Is this your house, buddy? Is this your house?
What you mean, buddy? What you mean, buddy? If he was a white kid, you would say, buddy. What you mean, buddy?
Let me get a good. Let me knock on it for Bud. All right.
Hey, man, can I borrow you for a second, if you don't mind? Because you're young. Do you live down here?
No, I live on 7.
You live down here. Do you recognize this one?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We're trying to figure
We don't
it out.
She know who he is? Okay. She's usually good for info.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that?
What?
14800 is over here.
Okay, sir.
So you live right here? Yeah. Okay, so I thought it was one of your kids. Okay. Oh, no, it's not. He tried to come into my house, but I've never seen him before. Yeah, I did. I thought he was down there. I don't know. That's why I told him, I'm like, she got a little boy, but that ain't him. Yeah, that's why I looked at the
Oh, you know my sons.
Hey, dear. I know you usually know everything that's going on, so I'm like, maybe she knows she's home. I wonder how often this happens. Because you helped us last time we were down here, so.
No. Yeah, I got a house full since Easter. I've never seen this little kid.
All right, come on, buddy.
That might make sense, actually.
Is it over here somewhere?
Hodge.
We saw one teenage boy, but we haven't seen a man. And we know the niggas ain't out working, so Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I've seen many people though. How long was he with you guys?
He was with us probably about 7 minutes.
The officers check with nearby residents to see if anyone recognizes the child, but no one does. They all say they've never seen him before. It's certainly troubling to start off with this kind of scenario because there's a real chance the child might not have even been from the area and could have walked much farther than the officers originally thought.
He keeps pointing to this one.
This way. Well, I think he might be confused.
Come on, let's go try down here. Let's just stop here for a second and see if he starts
See if he talks to himself. Do you recognize any of this? Here?
He's a little mulatto boy.
Can you show us? Can you show us?
Because we're trying to, he's all alone. We're trying to find it. Can you show us?
Yeah, he's been like walking around pointing at every door. So if you know him, we really appreciate it. Do you recognize him?
I think he's the one staying at that. Here, 1 second, buddy.
I think he's staying at 103.
This is 103.
This is 103.
I mean 105. My bad.
105. Okay. Here, buddy, we're going to go to the next one.
Really? There's supposed to be a car for them.
Harvey. Next door neighbor friend, baby.
This kid.
Do you guys recognize him at all? He's not from this street. You don't know.
What's his name?
He's just, we don't know. He won't say anything.
Because he knocked at the door. I thought that was her something. He wanted to see.
The child walks door to door, believing one of the houses is his, which suggests that his family might live nearby. However, the officers have not found the correct house, and the overwhelming number of homes combined with no one recognizing the child starts to raise concerns. Could the child be from another area? And does his family live in a different neighborhood?
Okay. All right. Oh, we appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's try 113
All
then,
right.
since
Come on, buddy.
that comes
We're
back.
going this way. You guys find out where you go? We're trying.
No.
I think this is mom's car, but I'm not sure if that's the same kid I be seeing in that car with that. Okay.
This white one?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. Come buddy. Do you know this? That would explain why you're looking in the car. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Is this yours? This one?
Do you know who this is?
No. Is this yours? Niggas gonna be mad about that. What do you mean this?
Oh, yeah,
it's a child. It's a person. White people got to be careful about that though. Like all the work they're doing,
to
try to find this guy. That niggas will discount all of that shit and fucking focus on that one aspect of it. You know what I mean?
I don't even think it's just niggas. I think it's like, 40% of, the population. Well, not even 40%, maybe a hard 25%, because they all do it.
Yeah, that's true.
They gotta go against everything. So any good, they're gonna find a way to throw some hate in there, and they're gonna feed that crowd that only responds to hate.
Yeah, grievance.
No.
I've not seen him before.
Okay.
White female loves a vehicle.
All right. Okay.
On foot,
Well,
carrying a tablet.
Do you know? I know a lot of people down here have kids. Do you know anyone that this might come to mind as to who we might belong to?
Honestly,
Because I know I don't see a lot of cars here today too. It's like a lot of people.
there's not been a lot of cars here. Most of the people with cars kind of move for real, but there is. Yeah, the girl that I know with kids, her car isn't here though. So I'm not,
238. You're all I have left. If you could head that way, please.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Come on, buddy.
And we have two options. It's not super cold, so we don't have to take him back right away. But let's snap a picture of him. Let's send that to
Hey, buddy.
to Mike Walker, and then he can give that to Lee. Okay. Just call Mike. Be like, I'm going to send you a picture. See if we can get that up on Facebook. I'll walk this because it's not like raining or anything.
Can you take him back to the cruiser? Or?
Yeah, take him back to the cruiser. Call Mike. Let him know what we have. I'm gonna go walk around just to see if anyone else is walking, looking for their kid.
Come with me, man.
Let me grab a picture of them just so I can show other people.
I can send you mine.
So yeah, just send it to Mike. Just start getting the process rolling for getting that on social media. Put him in a car, and then I'll go talk to people.
I just sent you a picture.
Do you know who this boy is by chance, man? Sam?
Oh no! Because there's not a lot of cars.
Have you ever seen him before?
If I've seen him, he's probably been in the front or somewhere. But
So we have a nonverbal child.
Okay.
Between the ages of 3 and 4.
So he was down there looking in a lady's car, like but we don't know if
they gotta.
Yeah,
Did
we
you
don't
ask
know
him
if he
knows
was.
his way home.
He can't speak.
Aw.
So we're just kind of going around, but he keeps going up to like every door, like he's supposed to be here, but everybody's saying they don't recognize him. Yeah.
Mike wants us to bring him back there.
Back to the station?
Back to the station. And then leave a unit canvassing. So I can canvass. You want to take back? Or I can take back, but he's going to start uploading to social media.
Yeah, I can take the kiddo back if you want to do that. You have all your notes and stuff.
Yeah, I got everything.
Right?
I got there.
Yeah. Come on, buddy. Let's go back. All right, come on, buddy.
With no luck so far, the officers decide to send pictures of the child.
Why they putting him in the squad car? Why they put him in the squad car? They love putting black kids in cars. If he's a white kid, they wouldn't put him in the squad
To
car.
the station, asking for a public alert to be placed on social media to try and locate his family in any way possible. The child is taken to the station to be kept safe until his family is found, and officers worry about creating a more stressful situation for the child, so they then continue searching alone while letting the little one get some rest. How long will the search take? The police are starting to fear it could be a case of abandonment.
They found her? Are you mom?
Yes.
Where do you stay? What's your son's name?
Yash.
Here, come over here, man. Is there anyone else at the house? Or is it just you?
That's it's their dad's there right now.
Okay, so who's supposed to be looking after him?
Me. That's me.
Okay.
He just it had been like 20 minutes ago. I usually leave my screen doors locked because he opens my door and go out. This is the second time he's done it. And I called him. He was at the park. This was what, day before yesterday.
Okay.
He just started doing this. I don't play that. My kids don't come outside at all, play with other kids. They're always in the house. That's probably why, because he's always in the house. He needs to get out.
What's your name?
Devasia, DEVASH IA
IA.
ROW.
This is your last name?
Yes.
ROW.
SER. I got 4 kids too. It's not just him.
Hey. It's got 4 kids.
All right, man. So what we're gonna do, we have him at our station. All right, so I'm just gonna take you back, and then we'll talk about everything there. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you want to hop in the back of mine? And we'll get you going.
Can I let my baby's father know first?
Yeah, I'll drive you. I can drive you over there,
that's
and
fine.
we'll get it handled there. All right?
Okay.
If you want to get on the passenger side, we'll get on the passenger side.
After nearly an hour of searching, officers finally located the child's mother, Devasia Rouser. She was brought to the station to be reunited with her child. While the mother was relieved to have her boy back, the officers noticed some inconsistencies in her story. She had claimed that her children were very shy and rarely left the house, but the child seemed comfortable interacting with strangers.
Oh, he's already going down on the side. Staying back in here. You already talked to Sergeant Walker about some of the resources that are available.
Yes.
So this card has the QR code, and you can follow. There's numerous different resources that you can go. So I just want to talk to you about what happened. This isn't interrogation or anything. I just want to have a friendly conversation kind of about what happened, what may have led up to this. This isn't going to be used against you or anything like that.
Okay.
Do you have any other children in the home?
Yes. I have
Okay.
3 other kids. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 9-month-old.
Damn.
Okay. Same father?
Yes.
Okay.
Same father.
For all 4?
Yes.
Okay. Is he in the home with you?
No,
Okay.
he's there sometimes. I usually don't have any problems. Like he did a baby for yesterday. That was the first time it ever happened to me. But I'm starting to think that like they're in the house so much, and he wants to probably get out. And you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. My sergeant mentioned he was doing stuff with his ears when you were talking to him, and you said that your other son does that.
My other son does do that, but
Which other one is doing
the oldest.
the oldest?
Yeah, but I think it's more of a it's like when they get in trouble. It's not like I yell all the time because I don't yell all the time, but when they know they're about to get in trouble, it's like they get like a certain type of way. But it's not an all the time thing. It's sometimes. He don't do it all the time. I would say my oldest do it more than him.
Okay. Did Sergeant Walker talk to you about autism and all of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because obviously he's 2, so he should
He'll be 3. He'll be 3 on the 14th.
So he's almost 3, and he's not really talking.
I don't know if it's just because they're in the house all the time and they don't be around much, and they just, you know what I'm saying? If they were around kids, they would know a little bit more. Or
so we have him, who's obviously not talking.
Like he talks.
Okay.
He really talks.
Is it just around other people?
It's probably around other people. Like he talks more than any of my other kids ever did at his age.
Okay.
Like he says full sentences.
Okay. So all that card that we had for you, like I said, you go on there, it's going to pull up a whole list of resources that you can point in the direction for kids that might have. It's first off, the list on there for the resources goes everything from people who are homeless to everything that we deal with. But you will find a subsection that deals with kids who go through this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Another something that you might want to look into is our department offers a program called Project Lifesaver should he go missing again. If he is diagnosed autistic or any other special need, they do offer a program where they put a GPS tracker on him, because if he is demonstrating the ability this young to be able to escape a house, you turn your back 1 second and then you know what I'm saying? If something happened, because this was an hour it took us to find him or to find you where he was out. Yeah. And that's
See, that's what I'm saying. Time just be flying, and I just don't. You know what I'm saying? When you got 3 other kids, you got.
You didn't even realize how long he was
do
gone.
this, do that. I'm helping my son with his homework. He's homeschooled. There's so much going on. So
is everybody in the house homeschooled, or
No, he's just homeschooled, and the other one's not schooled. Yeah, he'll be in school next year. But
who's homeschooled?
My oldest.
The 6, he's the only one that's 6-year-old?
Yes.
Or that's homeschooled?
Yes, that's school period.
And nobody else helps you with managing all of the kids, and is the father in the picture?
He's in it.
Okay.
Like he's there.
Does he help with the schooling and all of that, watching the kids?
Yep.
Okay, about how many days a week would you say?
2, like 3 days.
3 days a week? Is that like a full day or like a part of a day? Or
Part of the day.
how many hours would you say?
Probably 5 hours, 6 hours.
5 to 6 hours. Okay.
I guess he's working. So.
Okay. Is he paying child support, or do you guys just like kind of co-parent?
Yeah, co-parent.
Okay. So did you talk to my partner about what happened today? Or?
No, I didn't.
Okay. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
I do.
Okay. So basically, you just want to tell me what happened. If I have any questions, we can go from there.
Okay, so I don't know. How long was he? You said he was going for like an hour?
He was gone about an hour.
So like, was he like So he had to be. So somebody must have got him right when he went outside, because that's the only way.
So the way it was brought to our attention is someone called because he was looking in the window of cars across the street, like he was looking for something. So he kept pointing back towards the east and kept saying go that way, but we ended up on Hodge, and then like he was kind of by like where the mailboxes were.
Yeah.
And then we'd walk towards Hodge and then come back down, and eventually it got to the point where we're like, we don't know. And your neighbor said that it like wasn't, they didn't recognize him. The one lady on the end who was really helpful with us all the time, she didn't recognize him. And I figured if, okay, so your kids are pretty much, they're kind of introverted. Okay.
The officer explains the situation to the mother, detailing who had found the child and how the search was carried out. However, something stands out that's raising concerns. No one, even the neighbors close to the Rouser family's home, recognized the child. Devashia justifies this by saying that her children don't leave the house and that they're introverted. Something just doesn't sit right with her explanations, and the officer can't quite put his finger on what it is.
I don't even let him go outside because, like, I know I don't want to seem like a bad, like a, you know, but I don't want my children seeing the wrong stuff. You know what I'm saying? Be cussing and smoking. You know, I don't want my kids introduced to that type of stuff. So I try to keep them away, but I still feel like I should, you know, I do like in the summertime take them to parks and stuff like that. But as far as them just going outside and playing with the kids, like, I don't trust it.
He is smart. He is smart. I will say that.
Yeah.
So if I had to phrase this in a politically correct term for my report, you don't want your kids going outside to keep them away from the social life of Wilkes. Is how you would
Wilkes.
say it. Okay.
Yeah, just Wilkes.
I'm trying to I read between the lines of what you're saying, but I'm trying to phrase it in a way I just want to make sure you're in agreement with that.
Yeah.
So that would make sense why they don't see just like what was going on when obviously we did try knocking on, I think we tried knocking on your door. I'm not 100% sure because I did come back. Obviously they did find you eventually. Did they find you by knocking on the door?
No, I was on the phone with the I was just walking and I seen people, they were like, are you looking for a little boy? I'm like, yeah. I'm running.
So you noticed he was gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm new to this stuff. This stuff don't happen to me.
There is a marker. I got some right. That's pretty much all I have. Let me go talk to my boss and then we'll see if we can get you out of here. Okay?
The details shared in the conversation become important for understanding the child's situation better, but something's off as the officer checks on Devashia Rouser's name in the police database. An old record would change the course of the entire investigation.
All right. Devasia, understand you are going to be cited today for endangering children. Now, before you freak out about it, you have your day in court. You can explain what happened, that you were busy, preoccupied with your other kids. I am going to listen before you get upset. I am going to put everything in there about how he could possibly be on the spectrum and that we don't know which would work in your benefit.
Like, this is like so not fair. Like, it's not fair because I'm not. It's like,
hey, sweetie, and like you told me to, you went out trying to find him. You tried to call.
I was on the phone.
Just understand from our side, it was an hour. We were starting to put his picture online. We had a lot of steps moving to try and find you because we couldn't. Okay, this is not the end of the world. At the end of the day, we are here to assist you. This is a simple go to court, make your case. They're going to read our report. Okay. So, you know, we do have to contact CPS anytime a child goes missing. We reunite them with the family. That's why I was asking you the questions about home life. I don't see any issues as of right now with what you told me, but they're probably going to come out and just want to talk to you and say, hey, what's going on? All the same questions I asked, but probably a little bit more detailed, okay? Getting discharge, it is like not the end of the world. You have court on Wednesday. It's going to be at 10
I don't
a.m.
even have a car. I have a car, but it's not even working right now.
Okay.
I have 4 kids.
So-
I don't even have any help.
So what I'll
Like
do,
with transportation.
and like I said,
Right now.
that's why you're not going to jail. I'm giving you this. What I will do is I will write down, do you want me to write down the phone number to the court? And you can call them and say, I have to show up Wednesday, but I don't have a ride. This is what I got charged with. How can we work together? Okay? And they do that, okay? They might not know what you're talking about immediately because the court won't have our copy of this until tomorrow morning. So maybe wait until tomorrow morning to call, okay? So like I said, they won't have a copy of this until it goes over tomorrow and it gets reviewed. But as of right now, your court date is on Wednesday the 3rd at 10 a.m. at the court. The address is listed right here. It's the one right across the street from Burns, okay? If you don't think you can make it, call tomorrow morning, call them. They always work with people, okay? Officer Hackney is gonna take you home, okay? You're gonna take the kiddo home. You guys can go together. Do you have any questions for me on what you can expect going forward? I know a lot of parents think because something happens and we have to do our job, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But they think this is the end of the world. They think someone's gonna come take their kids. Like I said, I talked to you about his home life. He's going, or the other kids are going to school. You're doing your job. You're feeding them. They have beds. That's all going in there. So I don't see an issue coming of this. But they do have to follow up just because we've had an incident. So do you have any questions for me of what you can expect going forward?
No, I've been through this before when my oldest was a couple months old. So,
Okay.
I mean, I know how it goes.
Okay. And again, that's not saying you're a bad person. I honestly think in this situation, I mean, with him being able to show that he can push a chair, like, and I will put that, I'll be like, we were talking about home life and he pushed a chair up to the door. And like I said, I mean, it's on my camera that he has that capability to do that. And if you're saying by, you know, he's 2 and he's dressing himself every day, that shows a high degree of intelligence. Okay. So, but Officer Hackney, if you wouldn't mind giving her a ride back home, make sure she takes this with her, and if she's got any questions, just answer. Awesome. Those 4 of them. Okay. Good.
Devashia Rouser has a previous record with the Lorain Police Department for leaving a baby unattended in a vehicle in 2022. She's currently out on probation after being summoned to a grand jury. The officers have now referred the case to Lorain County Children's Services for further investigation.
It's only fair.
Oh man.
What's that?
Interesting
Who's
story,
that?
man. I don't know what the hell this is. This is McKee Cop who survived 62 shots fired at him. Town threw him out like garbage. Damn. We might have to check that out another day, man. But yeah, man. That's what cops deal with, man. Cops rarely get to shoot a nigga. They rarely get the joy of shooting a nigga.
And he was so professional. I'm talking about, man, those questions to the follow-up questions, and it's like, I don't know, they're well trained.
He keeps pointing to this one.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, these people are just their whole community is a mess, and these guys patrol it. They the officers. It shouldn't be no room for a white officer in these neighborhoods. Every black off. Every officer should be black. Already be black. And then the backup should be black, and the ones with the applications waiting should be black. Why can any white guy come
Because
to
the
any black
the black dude just ain't gonna do nothing but just start fucking this bitch right here on the screen.
Right.
Ain't gonna create more problems.
I'm telling you, man. Yikes.
Oh,
That's crazy.
something wrong with our mind.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, and on that note, man, I know people got to go to work tomorrow, man. Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Subscribe.
Salute.
Salute.